Happy Monday, everyone. So, I thought I would do another chat topic and also show you guys my updated organization situation because it goes along with this video topic. So, this is something I probably have talked about a little bit and maybe in some of my lives or maybe in one of my other chat videos. It's hard to keep track of what I talk about sometimes because I love to talk about a lot of different topics dealing with the community. So this is actually a topic that can apply to a lot of different types of collections, but I specifically want to touch on how this topic represents my opinion of the Reborn community and when it becomes no longer a collection but an obsession. So this, in a very vague sense, for me, when a collection becomes an obsession is when you have so many of that item that you collect that it becomes hoarding, which is you have just more of that collector's item than you can take care of or you can deal with or you have room for or you can appreciate. So let me just give you an example. There's a lady that made a post on Facebook talking about how she has over 1,000 dolls. However, in the pictures you could see most of them are in these dusty looking plastic bins, which means not only is she probably not taking care of the artwork, she's probably never seeing those dolls that she claims to have in her collection. And there was just stacks and stacks of these dusty, torn up looking bins, and she had over 1,000 dolls. At that point, I think that's where it becomes no longer a collection. I think that's when it becomes an obsession. You have more than you can deal with. It's overwhelming to you to the point where you can no longer appreciate that collector's item. So for me, when you are becoming obsessed with your Reborn dolls, is when you're no longer viewing them as artwork, is when you are viewing them as real babies. There's a difference between role-playing these dolls as real babies and actually tricking yourself into kind of believing that they're real babies. When you start no longer, recognizing that these are not living things, these are dolls, is when I think it also becomes an obsession. When it comes to the point where you're like, I don't know how to explain otherwise than if you're going to the point where you are, for me it would be breastfeeding. I know that's controversial. Some people debate with that, thinking that it's okay to breastfeed their dolls because people pretend to bottle feed their dolls and they see it somewhat as discriminatory, that people don't think it's okay to role play breastfeeding a doll. But for me, I think the difference there is that breastfeeding involves putting your own body part in the mouth of a vinyl doll. That to me seems like you're losing that kind of grounding in reality when you're placing your body parts inside of a vinyl doll or placing it near a vinyl doll. I think that point it becomes like you're kind of losing that grounds with reality. So I think that's really the difference that I would debate between the whole role-playing bottle feeding versus role-playing breastfeeding. But then again, I'm a dude, so I can't really talk much about the breastfeeding as an informed person, obviously. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that really points out to me that you're kind of losing it a little bit. And there's people who go so far as posting other people's ultrasounds, like they don't know whose baby it actually or whose fetus it is in the actual ultrasound, and they go ahead and post that and pretend like it's theirs. I think that's another thing that's a little concerning for me. But again, this is all my personal opinion. A lot of people don't think that's too far, but to me that's a little bit too far when you're becoming a little obsessive over them. So if you're seeing my thumbnail, yes, I do have probably over 300 individual baby items at this point, and that's another point that I want to touch on. The items and these dolls there's a lot that go into them if you really want to like do that kind of experience with them. And for me, a lot of that experience is dressing them in different clothes. I think that's the most fun part about these dolls is there's so many things you can dress them in, and they never grow out of stuff, and there's just so many different outfit options, and they don't complain. A real baby, on the other hand, would obviously get tired of you dressing them and redressing them. But with these dolls, there's no complaint as far as that, so you can dress them in all the cute stuff that you want to, and they not complain. So that's another issue where I know it can get very addicting, is that there's so many clothing items. And for me, why I have over how many pieces of clothing I haven't counted it all. This is just a rough estimate. It's probably more than that. But the reason why I have acquired so much stuff is because a lot of the items I get are really, really cheap, and they come in what are called hauls, or clothing lots. So a lot of items for really cheap. If you saw my last live, you saw that I got about close to 200 baby girl items for $20. So that's where it becomes hard. And I'm also an artist. If you're new to my channel, I am also a beginner artist. So a lot of the clothes that I do have, actually I save up and send them with the dolls that I send out. So all the clothes I have are not for my dolls. They're for other people. So that's another reason why I save up. I'm talking with my hands a lot today. Anyway, that's another reason why I save up so many clothing items. Yeah, so I think it really does, it's really, really tricky to draw that line where it becomes an obsession, but I think you guys understand where I'm coming from, where you just lose sense of reality, and you're no longer collecting, you're just hoarding dolls. And I know it's not easy to not become a hoarder of these dolls, because there's like endless amounts of sculpts, there's endless amount of artists, and there's different versions, and a lot of them are so beautiful that you want to collect them. You want to collect them all, kind of like a Pokemon situation. You want to collect all of them as much as you can, but you have to limit yourself. You have to, if you get into this mind state that there's got to be another doll, there's another doll that you want in your collection, you'll end up hoarding them. So with myself, I set myself a limit. I have now technically gone off that limit. My limit was 4 dolls that I wanted to have in my collection. Technically, I'll have 5. But my hard, like, when I move into a house, because right now I'm obviously a college student, I'm in a dorm situation. Eventually, when I move into my actual home, like when I graduate from grad school and etc., I want to limit myself to 10 dolls. And I'm going to really stick hard to that limit, because I know if I go over that, then I'll be like, what's another doll? What's another doll? And next thing you know, I'll have 100 of them. And then I'll be subject to my own hypocrisy of hoarding them. So I hope that explained a lot of what I'm coming from. I just saw that post and I was like, man, that's a lot of dolls, and I know she's not appreciating all of them, or even seeing all of them, because that's almost impossible to see that many dolls and interact with that many dolls. That would take forever. So yeah, now I'm going to show you kind of how I've dealt with all those clothes that I got this past weekend, and I'm going to show you the dolls today in my collection. Alright. So I just wanted to show you the boys today. So this is my Joseph 3 months kit. I named him Leo Alexander. This is the one that I painted for myself. I'm a beginner artist, like I said, so don't be too harsh about him. But yeah, he's Reborn Joseph 3 months sleep, and he wears anywhere from 6 to 12 months. He's really big. But yeah, that's him. They're in dinosaur themed things today. And then this is my Levi kit by Bonnie Brown. I named him Amias Gray. I'm just reintroducing him in case I'm getting new viewers, because I am all the time getting new viewers. So that is my Levi kit. His name is Amias Gray. I did not paint him. He is painted by Blushing Beauties Reborn Nursery. I think that's the full name. Blushing Beauties. T. Alexander is his artist. So he's also wearing a dinosaur onesie. Yeah, so anyway, this is how I've been organizing my extra supplies. So you see I've even labeled everything. If you watched my nursery corner, you saw me that I organized all of this. That's hanging there because that's new, and I haven't put it away yet. And then all of my pictures, these were sent by a really kind lady, of my past collection dolls. Some of them are dolls that I made, like she's a doll I made. Yeah, so that's my little nursery corner. I've got them in there, and then empty crib. That's usually where I put dolls that I've just finished and I'm about to ship. Anyway, so we're going to move on to my closet because that's where the majority of where I actually ended up putting those clothes are. So this is the back of my closet door. As you saw in my video, if you watched when I was sorting all these clothes, this is where I ended up putting all those baby girl clothes. That's hasn't been put away yet, but so yeah, this is how I've been organizing and making sure that I don't go over a certain amount of clothes, so I still have some space, but when those get filled up, that's how I know I have too much clothes and I need to get rid of some or send off more of a box opening than I normally would. So I would send more items out with the doll. So, and then that's most of my girl clothes, and then the rest of the boys' clothes are actually in my drawers. So this is for Amias's stuff. As you can see, like I said, I have a lot of stuff, but also what ends up happening is if I do end up having a doll that's a boy, I'll take some of Amias's clothes and send them along that I no longer need. This is the rest of the girl clothes. So the reason why there's so many girl clothes is, like I said, I got a whole bunch of clothes over the weekend in a big lot. And some of it couldn't fit. Well, actually, no. Some of this clothes I already had is the issue. And then these are two different categories of sizes of clothes. So there's 0 to 3 months and newborn. They're all combined. So it looks like a lot more than it is, but it is two different sizings of clothes that ended up accumulating. And then this is Leo's drawer. He doesn't have as much. But it looks like more because obviously his clothes are bigger. It's a little messy right now. I have been grabbing things out of it and not putting them as neatly back as I should. As long as they've been fitting, I haven't been taking too much time to figure it out. But see, that's what I mean. As long as things still fit in my dorm room and I have enough room for my stuff and everything, the dolls, I think I'm not going too far with it. When I will get to that point is when I think that I'm spending too much money, which I'm not. I'm very, very good at budgeting. All the clothes I get have been on clearance. I don't buy anything full price. So yeah, that's like, I just wanted to show you guys and talk about this topic and show you guys what I mean by how I'm keeping myself in check. Because it is really, really, really easy to go overboard with these cute little clothes and these cute little dolls. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, this is my little photo wall that I do photo shoots sometimes here with them. But yeah, so I just wanted to go over that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me your opinions of when do you think that the line is crossed from obsessive, well, from collecting and appreciating into obsession and hoarding. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I usually read every single comment, and if I don't respond, I'll leave a heart. Sometimes I just don't have anything to say in response, and so I'll just send you a heart as a like to your comment. Alright, see you guys in the next video.